What's up, good people? This is Anthony Deloach, and I want to welcome you to this incredible episode of my channel. This is going to be phenomenal because this is a rare event. This is a rare occasion that I bring somebody else onto the channel first and foremost, but of someone that I have this much respect for. This is a gentleman that's absolutely crushed it in our space, not only once, but time and time again. He's proven that he can build and he can build again. And that is a rare trait in this space. You see a lot of people give up, give in, they quit, they stop, they leave, all of that type of stuff. But we have a gentleman right now that I can say I've watched him go all the way to the top, and I've watched him build again and again. And I titled this kind of a little bit different so that you guys could really watch this. Now, we're going to talk about an opportunity that you guys can actually use to really take your life and your finances to the next level. But I want you to hear the principles first and foremost. I want you to really listen in. I want you to hear what it takes to reach the level of success that you desire, right? The level of success that you desire is right on the other side of the person that you're willing to become to achieve that success. All right, guys. So as I always say, you know what I do. I bring you multiple ways and multiple plays for you to earn passive income through cryptocurrency and beyond. So if that's something that you're interested in, then I want you to go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified every time that I drop a new crypto investing review or tutorial. All right, guys. Without further ado, I want to introduce to you someone that's become a good friend of mine, someone that's in my sphere of influence, someone that is absolutely crushing it in our space. I want to introduce to some and present to others, Mr. Sal Khan. And he is from the gifting tribe. That's his community. I'm excited. Some of you all may already know about him, but some of you all, this is your first time actually experiencing him. But I want to tell you, you're in for a treat. So, Sal, how's it going this morning?
Thank you, brother. It's been a great honor to start my day with you and to end my day with you in planning to come together and collaborate. It's been such a wonderful honor because we've had mutual respect for each other from afar. We both serve the same purpose, the same mission of empowering people with passive income. And this space has its good side, bad side, ugly side to it, but it also has the opportunity for the everyday person that may be a dropout like I am, that may have started from a place of desperation and poverty and not knowing what to do and looking for a way to support themselves and their family, that has debts and other responsibilities, to come in without a pedigree, without the degree, without the resumes, and to lift themselves up through their hunger and their fire and their desire to learn and grow. Unlike the traditional industries out there where it's like, hey, what have you done, who are you, what's your degrees, all of that stuff washes away, and we get to find out the deep core of who someone is. And that's why I've been in this industry for 10 years. I can't say I've enjoyed all those 10 years, but I'm grateful for them, the ups and the downs. And the downs have been very low. Just last year, I keep repeating the story, I lost $4.4 million, which was the accumulation of everything that I had made in the 10-year journey from 2013 when I dropped out of medical school to now 2024. 2023 when I lost everything and I was restarting, and I moved back here to the capital of my motherland in Dhaka, Bangladesh, to start that journey of rebuilding. But one thing I carried with myself is my skill set, and knowing again that this industry, all you need is the hunger and the skill set and the work ethic. By the way, the bells that you're hearing right now is the notification from this opportunity that I have, because you can connect your Telegram, and every time you get either a sign up across the 15 levels or commissions, so far 3, I just earned like 20 cents on the 8th level. But now, instead of getting paid once every 2 weeks, a few times a month, instead of living on paycheck to paycheck and getting the cash advances that, Anthony, you mentioned that you're quite familiar with yourself. From that to now getting paid not just 7 days a week from 2 or 3 days a week, every 2 weeks, but 7 days a week, just about every hour of the day, multiple times within not just the hour, but sometimes within even a minute. That is where the world is shifting. And if you want to participate in the new global economy that is right beneath the surface of the physical world. It's on our devices. These things that people call smartphones, we call ATMs. We're able to produce life-changing income. And I'm sitting now in my motherland, a third world country, able to make first world income. I was going to be
Wow.
a doctor, and I'm making now a doctor's salary on a monthly basis. And again, that's having restarted within the last 6 months with this opportunity to get back to six figures a month. And that's the power and potential of this industry. If you'll just give it a chance and not give up, that's another key part, because this industry will test you to make you rethink everything, as many times I did. But I persisted, and it comes with, the scars, but it also comes with the rewards of now being to 33 countries, and having made millions, and of course lost millions, but having financial freedom and time freedom, is a luxury that this industry can afford you, unlike the traditional space. So I'm honored to share a little bit of my philosophy and my experience. But man, I've had so much respect for you. Watched a lot of your videos in understanding the different opportunities, and that's kind of the first thing that I told you when we reconnected for this, is that wow, I'm delighted to work with you, because I've watched your content, and kind of we lean on each other in this space. We're all on the same mission here, and we just find areas where to collaborate. And this has been a wonderful coming together to do the best for you guys.
And that's absolutely incredible. Like you said, mutual respect. I've been on plenty of your Zooms as well with different opportunities and watched the way you operate yourself and also your grind. I was just telling my wife this morning, I said, you know what? It's good to be in partnership with someone that's actually going to challenge you, not by what you say or not
Yeah.
by that you put a challenge out there for me, but that you challenge me by the way you actually pursue your goals, right? You challenge me in by the way that you are actually operating. And I told my wife, I said, you know what? I've always usually found myself being the hardest working person in my circle or in my group. But then when I see what you're doing, and I was like, Sal just stepped out there, does 2 Zooms a day, like
Yeah.
it's effortless, right? Like it's effortless. Now I'm used to doing a Zoom every day. I was like, look, I come in and say, I'm going to do a Zoom every single day. I got this. And then you came in, you said, I'm doing 2 a day, effortless, man. And here's when I was just listening because I do a lot of personal development.
Yeah.
And this morning I was listening to something. They said, well, what's mastery? Right. And they say mastery is when you can make something look effortless, but it's
Ah,
still excellent. When it becomes effortless, but it's still excellent. And that's what I look at a lot of the stuff that you do. And I was like, man, Sal makes it looks effortless, but you can still he's tell that he's performing at a level of excellence that most people always desire to. So I just wanted to give that up to you, give you your flowers right now, give you your props right now for what you're doing and how you're just changing things.
I appreciate it, man. It means a lot, and it definitely takes a commitment to do that, and having that external accountability where people know that they can count on me to be there. By the way, those are just the two scheduled Zooms of the day.
Hmm.
There's so many more that happens that are unscheduled, or ones that are more private, or for specific teams or leaders. But here's the thing, what I want to convey is I know what it's like living paycheck to paycheck, working a 9 to 5. In my case, it was overnight, from 10 p.m. to 9 a.m. at a pharmacy in the US called Walgreens. And then I went home, slept for a few hours, and then went to do my second job, which was tutoring math to kids at Kumon. And then went back home, slept for a few more hours, and went to my next shift. I worked anywhere from 70 to 90 hours a week. And during
Wow.
that time, I did self development. In the quietness of those aisles, I listened to audibles on my phone and started working on the mindset that's required to get out of that matrix and the rat race. So what you're seeing, and I really appreciate the fact that you can see that, someone else that's also on that journey of growth and development, is the work behind the scenes that makes it look effortless. On my
Mhm.
desk is a bunch of books
There you
that I
go.
go, and there's like almost 275 books on audibles that I have that I listen to. So in this journey of 10 years that I dropped out of medical school, but I've gotten this University of Hard Knocks PhD, and so that's where this comes from. And now I'm doing everything I can to show you what's possible in this space. The funny thing is, while I'm making this 6 figures a month, I'm more excited than ever to go harder than ever before. I'm aiming for things that I've never achieved before, whereas someone might say, hey, that's good enough. I mean, we all have our own financial thermometers, we have our own things. And we're going to dive into the opportunity that's allowing me to do this. But regardless of what it is that you utilize, you're in an incredible industry. Yes, it's fraught with dangers and malicious things, but it comes with expensive lessons that help us to find the right people and the right opportunities through which we can eventually burst out and find your success. All it takes is one opportunity. And I believe we have something special here with which for all of us to blossom if we will just focus.
That is awesome, man. That is awesome. And look, I got one more thing before we jump into the opportunity here, because I think this is going to be very important for some of the people who are watching, and it's somebody it's really going to spark something in, right? So here's what I want to ask you. After your experience last year and all the things that you faced, the things that happened, right? How were you able to garner enough belief
Yeah.
to get back into the game again?
Yeah.
To go because I know you faced, I know you tell the story, you lost millions of dollars, you accounts in the negative.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
do you say, well, look, I'm going to begin again? How do you get the courage to do that?
Great question. And I will tell you this, for most of us, we are first generation in this industry of at least pursuing financial freedom, because our parents and their parents, all they knew was trading their hours for dollars or manual labor for money. And so the fact that we didn't come from money, the fact that we came from the just getting by, has been a great source of strength, knowing that I didn't come from money, I didn't come from an inheritance, I didn't come from daddy's money. I came from my own brute effort and energy and progress. So meaning that the money came from me. There's a wonderful quote that says the man makes the money, not the money makes the man. And so, for someone that might have inherited the money, inherited a business from their family, and then they didn't manage the business well, they might be in a total loss of, like, I don't know how to work a business. I was just given this thing. We weren't given these things. We developed it. We worked on our craft. We got the scars and fell on our knees and picked ourselves up and all of that stuff. So ultimately, sitting there with the reality of being able to see the $4.4 million in my back office still to this day. By the way, it was a non-network marketing investment. But being able to see that and know that I can't access it. I mean, at that time, I had to find strength in my own wings. And I love this quote that says, a bird that sits on a shaky branch doesn't have trust and confidence in the branch, but its own wings to be able to uplift itself. And so what I mean by that is develop your skills, develop yourself. You are the greatest investment you can ever make in life. And this industry rewards you for investing in yourself, for growing and developing, because as we know, the more you learn, the more you earn. And this is a direct correlation to this. So knowing that the money came from me, knowing that I made this happen, that again, this wasn't given to me, this wasn't an inheritance, this wasn't a lottery, this wasn't something that fell into my lap, but rather through years and years of effort and developing myself, which I think was a real test of like life giving you the final exam of it. Like, what did you learn in the master class of entrepreneurship? Is like, okay, now we're going to take all your money away. Let's see what you do. And it's like, okay, what did I learn in these past few years that I've been in this space? And all of that got applied here. And I got to tell you, like, and I said this on the Zoom yesterday, which is what looks like a few months of effort is 10 years of aggregated skill sets and activities and the belief that I built, the work ethic that I built that is behind the scenes that leads to this. I mean, yes, something I actually, now that you mention it, the 2 Zooms a day has gotten to be such light work that
Mhm.
I didn't even see that as like a big deal because I've done that for so long. That's like, oh, it's just 2 Zooms a day, 7 days a week. That now that you say it, it's like, oh wow, that is actually, it takes a lot, because it takes a lot to just even attend those Zooms, let alone host them and get people on there. So, but this is why the mindset, and this is why the work ethic, this is why all of the stuff behind the opportunity that comes between you and yourself, between these ears, is what determines how well you do in whatever opportunity you join. We can have an opportunity as wonderful, and by far this is one of the best opportunities I've seen in my 10-year journey. That doesn't mean that it doesn't have risk. It means that this is the best I've seen in this industry that allows you to leverage your money and leverage a network to create passive income. That with this opportunity, it depends on what you bring to it, the caliber of your passion, your hunger, your work ethic. These aspects make it the kind of success that you need to be. And here's the thing, even as someone that this might be your first opportunity in the space, you can still achieve great levels of success. It's not that you have to go through 10 years of battles and scars like that, but it depends on, for me, it took that time, but it depends on your rate of growth, your rate of absorbing these things, and as well as some aspects are fortunate or not, such as being able to come into an opportunity that already has a lot of good things going for it, and instead of a lot of the ones that we had to bear through to now appreciate what we have. So mentally, it was based on the fact that I knew that I was capable of making the money again, and I knew that we had an industry that allowed someone to start from nothing and make it to everything that they want. There's so many countless stories beyond me. I mean, the greats of this industry, um, they slept in their cars. They borrowed money to get started, and all of this other stories that we hear that leads to their wonderful success. So being having that sharp mind, which I developed over the course of many years, is also because it's crazy. Like when I lost that amount of money, some people thought I was lying. They were like, no way you could lose that amount of money and be okay.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I realized how limited people's perception of money was, because for them, they didn't see themselves as the engine of where the money comes from.
Mhm.
And I was like, well, I can make the money again. Like, yeah, I know that, and I'll make it smarter, and I'll keep it by doing wiser things. So for me, it was just uh, a lesson more than a loss, a very, very expensive lesson, and one that will protect me from greater losses. And
Yep.
it's now part of my story. It's now something that I get to even more than I love to tell about how much money I'm making. I love to tell about that story of how much I've lost, because that builds character and that builds the right frame of mind to progress into the future.
Absolutely, man. And what I like to highlight there is that what I've seen from a lot of successful people, yourself and many other people that I watch, even things that I've been through, is that it's like a rite of passage, right? I think there's no one that becomes super successful in any way, right, that hasn't experienced loss, right? They
Oh,
go through a season of loss, or they go through a experience of loss, and once they get through that, usually you see them catapult to their next level, right? And but you have to go through those things. And anybody who's trying to get to your next level but trying to avoid loss, you automatically avoid success,
yeah.
right? Because it takes you being willing to go through those periods of loss in order to achieve the success that you want to see. So that's absolutely phenomenal, and I'm glad that you highlighted that. And as you've alluded to it several times, there's an incredible opportunity that we have right now, that is already in momentum, that people can take advantage of right now. And I want everybody, if you're listening to us right now, I want you to listen to this information with an open mind. Don't judge this by anything else. Don't look the past perform. We always say something. Past performance does not guarantee or your the future performance. Well, look, I want to tell you that's the way I want you to think about opportunities right now. Your past performance with other opportunities, the way the other opportunities and companies have performed before, does not is not an indicator of how, and doesn't guarantee how this opportunity is going to perform. I want to tell you guys that you look at this and give it a fresh eye, right? And look at it with fresh eyes. And I want you to look at it for what it can be and what it's already doing. Because look, it's way more profitable to believe that you can than to believe that you can't, right? And
Amen.
so I want everybody to look at it that way. But Sal, talk to the people about why TLC trading AI. Some people know it as trade like crazy. That why you looked at this, you looked at the name, you looked at everything else in this space, and I saw you even had other opportunities, but you honed in on this one. And you said this is the one that I'm going to run with. Why TLC?
Great question. And I'll start out by saying that when it first came to me, it didn't appear to be anything more different or more special than anything else. It was brought to me by someone I respect, so that gave it a lot more of an interest. But it wasn't ready at the time. They were in like a pre-launch stage, and even my sponsor was saying, "Wait," because there's a lot of questions that people will ask you, like about the authenticity of the trades and stuff like that, that instead of us answering, we can show directly through what the company said that they were going to do, which is an API integration into the back office to show you exactly what the traders are doing. Wait until that is live, and that way people can see for themselves instead of relying on, like, hey, you're doing it, so I should do it, or like instead of them making the decision through just the fact that we're in, they can decide for themselves. So when I joined in pre-launch, they weren't fully there. And I was in a place where I was testing out many different companies, went to meet with as many of them as possible, whether in person or on Zoom, to see where there was synergy, where there was something that they showed transparency, and that they had like a strong foundation on which that we could build, on which that I personally needed to rebuild my millions on. And so it needed to be a very, very strong company. So I joined at the end of October. In the middle of December is when TLC actually integrated that live API results. And at that point, my team, my sponsor, and myself saw that they were doing the things that they said they were going to do. And that's when we started to take it more seriously. Starting January 1st, I actually was doing 2 Zooms a day for like 2 months. And then I shifted to a different model to support Zoom launches for leaders. And now I'm at a point where I'm opening up offices in different parts of the world and going to different parts to launch those regions and countries and teams. And so it happened gradually. It happened slowly. It happened without hype. I think still to this point, there isn't hype around it. And there's a lot of companies that come in and you see a flood of people on social media pushing that thing that seemed to have come overnight. TLC hasn't been that. In fact, I'm surprised at how slow it's growing, but they're consistent with the payouts. They're consistent with what they're doing. They, more than that, they are increasing their transparency. There's like 3 layers of transparency. Layer 1 is the back office. You see the API integration of each trade that the trader takes on the exchange, whether it be Bybit, whether it be Binance. You can see exactly where they entered in the chart, where they exited, what profits were made, what losses were made, and all of that stuff. Layer 2 is there's weekly Zooms with the traders. That is already super rare to see the traders come on the screen, share their back office, and show their charts, show what they're looking at, how they analyze the market, how they use AI. If they find a good setup, they'll enter that. You can then see it in your back office. That's layer 2. Layer 3 is something that I've gotten to do, which is meeting with the traders. I met with the head trader, Travis, in probably 3 countries now. Poland first, then Hungary, then now just in Armenia, where they did their launch event. And there was actually something even more transparent, which is we got to see live trading in front of us happen, those key leaders that were there. But you might be wondering, okay, how do you get to see this for yourself? Well, the leaders that were there, they are going to be connected via API to their own exchange, my own Bybit account. I will get to connect with one of the traders of TLC, and they're going to trade it on their company Bybit, and I'll see the results in my back office. That's something that I'll be able to share with you, as well as for the clients that come in with a total of 50,000 and above. They'll also get the ability to connect to their own exchange account, not package inside of TLC, their own Bybit money in there to the company's Bybit, and then be able to see trades on their own exchange, which is the highest form of authenticity in our space. So this is how it's been evolving little by little by little. They didn't have even a nice genealogy, or they had a very chaotic genealogy. When I joined, it was just like a bunch of different lines, and then like it would just open up, and it was just so confusing to try to find the right person. And now they've created a much wonderful, the team center that you see in the back office wasn't there in the beginning. And I saw that, I was like, oh, this is really good, this is really useful, because now you see how many people are in each level, how much volume is on each level. You have a search bar, which was actually something that I requested. I'm sure others did as well, but I sat down with the programmer and I said, look, this is why we need a search bar. This is, what I'd love to use it for, and whatever. And I'm sure others requested the same thing, but ultimately the company listened and they did that. So now you can search up nicknames in the back office and find the person, no matter how deep they are in your organization. And they also didn't have the internal transfer, so they added that, and we're like, okay, they're adding these little things that collectively made it a better and better and better opportunity. And now it's one of the most solid opportunities out there from the transparency standpoint. From the passive side, 15 to 30% a month in our industry is respectable. I'm almost disheartened that it's not good enough for some people, because they're so kind of brainwashed and deep fried with the 2 to 3%, 4 or 5% a day, and they may get lured into something that is not sustainable, not real, for the sake of some fast gains. That I've had many team members, many even leaders that I wanted to work with, that joined me many weeks or months ago, that got derailed, that got distracted by shinier objects, and unfortunately they lost out on not just the growth that they could have had, but their deals already went down. They lost money, their teams lost money, they lost credibility, and now they're trying to come back here. And of course I'm supporting them as much as I can, but I've seen that quite a bit. And I've also seen a lot of people that have not really engaged with TLC but heard it around, are starting to more so now, and more and more. Even the people that were in are starting to take it more seriously. So I'm seeing more and more participation, more and more respect, more and more top leaders. In fact, some of the things I know, some of the companies that I could name, that the names of, their top earners are diversifying here, and it's beginning to get out there, and that's where I know it will become one of those monumentous, legendary companies. But right now, it's still very much like before that takeoff, and before all of that momentum really starts to kick in. So that is how my journey into TLC kind of started and has progressed, with the little incremental developments and progresses that made us pay attention to it more and more.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's absolutely phenomenal, because I think most of the people that I've talked to, they had kind of the same experience. It was like, hey, I saw it. Even myself, I saw it at the beginning. I saw the information from you. I enrolled and everything, but I gave it zero effort, like zero focus or anything. And it wasn't until I kept watching. And as you said, even from afar, I was looking at it. I was like, man, they're doing Zooms with the CEO and the trader. And then, I kept looking at people, succeeding. I look at the success that you were achieving, and I said, man, you know what? This thing right here is absolutely rocking, and it's becoming one of those big gems in this space, right? And I think it's time, right? Like, it's time. It's that prime time for something major to come in and really help a lot of people. And I know you're just like me. You want to help a lot of people. And I always
Amen.
say you're not a success unless you have successors, right? And I think one of the biggest things here is in our space and with this company is that we have that opportunity to share something with somebody and we know what it can produce for them. We were talking about the other day. There's not many other places
Yep.
where someone could come in and have, and let's say even get to six figures a month in a few months, right? Most
Or
of
a
the
year.
time, yeah, that takes a long time. But just to know you have that potential is something absolutely phenomenal. So here's one thing I want to ask you, right? Like, so how I know you have some phenomenal goals. As you guys can see, my goal back here, right? But I know you have some phenomenal goals, and that's one of the ways we aligned because we have the same goal there. And it wasn't set up. We just he saw my goal. He said, "Man, I got the same goal right here, right?" And then
I'll show you guys because it's on my desk area here. I have it written out, the goals here, and it's to do $100 million in volume, $10 million in withdrawal, which is in alignment with your $10 million. Weekly, I put $100,000 a week. I'm at like at $120,000 a month right now, but the goal is six figures a week, and team members 100,000 people on the team. I just crossed 12,000 people yesterday, I think, or today. So it is something that is getting there day by day. But yeah, we have these common goals, and I'd like to share some of the highlights of the opportunity for those that are interested in what exactly this is. I want to show more of the bullet points, if I may, so that people can be on the same frequency with us. And of course, there's full presentations that both of us have done that you can find on YouTube, and watch that. This is more of a conversation of what brings us to the table. Um, but if I may share my screen and share with you kind of what are the major bullet points here. Are you able to see this flyer?
there you go. I'm bringing it to the stage right now. There you go.
Okay, so it's a very simple plug and profit opportunity, completely passive, that allows you to earn anywhere from 15 to 30% a month, paid out to you 6 days a week. The minimum to start is just $20. You can scale up at your own pace whenever you want. They have three layers of transparency. The first one of which is the real API verifiable trading. The second one is the weekly Zoom calls with the traders. Third is meeting the traders, or even many of the leaders, the top leaders, as well as anyone that puts in 50,000 will get an API into their own exchange, like their own Bybit, and see trading results right in their own account. We get paid 6 days a week passively, 7 days a week actively. You can withdraw any day of the week. You can withdraw even multiple times a day. Withdrawals take within 24 hours to land in your external wallet. Their headquarters office is in Armenia, which is where we went, me and many of the top leaders, for the launch event that happened this past weekend. Weekly Zooms with the CEOs, traders, other presenters, other top leaders around the world. Powerful 6, 7, 8 figures. That means 100,000, million, $10 million referral program on the table. Whatever amount of financial ambitions you have, you can achieve that here with 15 levels of unilevel commissions, 5 levels of daily check match, and $500,000 of rank up bonuses, of which I actually got the $1,300 one, $2,500 one, $20,000 one, and now I'm 92% of the way to the $40,000 rank up bonus. This is a really cool picture of me and many of the leaders that were there for the Armenia launch event with the CEO and master distributor and some of the top leaders in not just this company, but top leaders in the industry that have done extremely well. And so this is what we have here, the power and potential of this opportunity. These are the latest numbers of our team, over 12,076 people so far that has a part of the gifting tribe for TLC. As I said, 92% of the way to the next rank. And it's a very simple process to get started. If you want to, for example, deposit $100, you click deposit, confirm. It will give you the deposit details of 1% plus $2, the QR code, the USDT TRC20 deposit address, send this amount, 103, and then it will be landing in your deposit section here. And then you can purchase any of these packages as from as little as $20, $50, 100, 250, 500, 1,000, 2,500, 5,000, 10,000, 25,000, and you can purchase them in any order, as many of them as you want. And they'll earn you 6 days a week, that 15 to 30% a month. If we go here to products, you can see all the packages that I have that have already finished. They're down to 0%. Each package goes up to 3x, which is 3 times the starting value. Or if you do refer at least 5 people that altogether deposit $5,000, you'll get to 4x or 400%. I have 16.60% left on this $25,000 account, which is growing to 100,000, meaning that I have $16,060 left to be paid on the full extent of the 100,000. And then other key stuff is in the traders tab. First, when we first started, it was just Travis, the head trader. Now you have so many other traders that use different tactics and strategies. You can see each and every one of the trades that they've taken, the position, the entry point, the entry date, exit point, exit date, margin, meaning how much of the balance that they've used. Each trader is given a portion of the entire company's balance, and you can see a pictorial representation from Bybit in this case, as well as if you click on the pair, which is integrated through the exchange, it'll show you exactly where they entered or exited. In the States, it does require an VPN because of the Bybit doesn't allow trading to happen in the US, but the traders are not in the US. So you can see each and every chart of exactly where they entered, where they exited, and other cool tabs are like transactions, where you can see each and every micro transactions of commissions that you would have earned and how that is paid out. For example, this $5, how did I earn that? Someone purchased a $100 pack, and there's pages and pages of that. If I go to profits, I can see the passive profits today are $170. 6,200 in the last 30 days. If I go to matching bonus, which is 5 levels of matching on the passive side of your team's packages, whatever they're earning, you're going to get a matching percentage. I made $338 today, 7,500 in the last 30 days. If we go to unilevel, which is 15 levels of unilevel commission, and in fact, I just got a unilevel commission right now, so I'm talking to you, $5 from someone who signed up on the 8th level. Have no idea who they are, what country they're in, but grateful for them. Made $1,716, $57,000 in the last 30 days. In terms of withdrawal, $128,000 in the last 30 days, and $323,000 from the beginning. Where I really started taking this seriously was middle of December. Remember, I said the last unilevel was $5. Well, if we go to here, the bell that went off on my phone right there, see that $5? Well, how did I earn it? Someone purchased a $500 pack, and I earned $5. So those are some of the key highlights, as well as on the marketing side, you have the PowerPoint presentation in a multitude of different languages, and we share a lot of our results in the team Telegram. And one of the cool stuff that's also on the horizon is a brand new website, a new interface, front end as well as back end, back office that is very futuristic, very fintech, something that we'll be very proud to share and open up in front of people. And it has nothing to do with network marketing. It is just a passive side. If you do want to participate on the network marketing side, you will have an account, make a deposit, and then there's an affiliate option that you can activate to get a referral link if you want. But it will be completely passive pitch on the front and the back end of the website. So those are just some of the, oh, by the way, other cool stuff. There's insurance that is coming around possibly the end of this month that will cover all packages from any sort of mischievous activity, hacking, or mismanagement, anything but actual losses in trading, which You can't protect against that other than good risk management. But the things that we've typically seen of a real company that does trading, then you have some great protection against the things surrounding the trading, and there's going to be a physical card that will allow people to transfer their commissions and profits to the card and be able to spend it like as a Visa MasterCard. So a lot of cool stuff on the horizon.
Man, that's incredible, incredible. Thank you for the overview so people can really understand what TLC is all about. You did an incredible job as usual. Nothing more than what I expected anyway, right? So that was phenomenal. So look, guys, just to recap, you got an opportunity to, if you just want to come in passively, 15 to 30% per month. It was like 16% in January, over 17% in February, over 18% in March. Last week it was like 3.99%. I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal how these numbers are adding up, right, for us. So if you want to participate passively, definitely take a look at this. If you want to actually participate actively, right, that's, I always say, people, there's passive income and active income, and the real go-getters want both of them, right? We don't leave any money on the table. We don't settle for less, right? And one of my big sayings that I say on every presentation is, we don't settle, because everything that settles ends up at the bottom and we're going to the top, right? And so that's one of the things I wanted to put out there. But look, Sal, I want to ask you, because we already had you long enough. I know you got a lot of stuff to get to and everything, but I want to ask you, for the person who's looking at this, right?
Yeah.
What is a message that you have to them about getting started and going forward? What would you have? What was just one thing? I know we don't try to persuade or
Yeah,
convince
for sure.
anybody, but
Yeah.
what would you say to the person that's looking at this?
There is always a risk that it couldn't work out. But what if it did? And a year and a half from now, you have so many success stories and you're not one of them. Because the thing is, you are in this space, you're going to pick opportunities, you're going to choose the best amongst them all, and you're going to do something. In the assessment of not just me, but so many other top leaders around this industry that are coming to the table that have vastly more experience than you and I combined, they are taking it seriously and they are going to the top of the comp plan and achieving great things. I asked my sponsor, what is his goal here? And over dinner at this Armenian event, he showed me where he was and where he's headed. And I took a mental photo of that, because it was deeply scarring how much it was possible to achieve numbers I could not think of. He said he's aiming for $100 million in this opportunity in the next 18 months. And what that told me is I can aim for my 10 million. And what that might tell you is you can aim for whatever you need out of this. So as we're all striving for, those financial ambitions, you can get your slice of the pie and you can fulfill the things that are burdening you financially, and be able to step into a new era of your life. Look, I've been in this industry for 10 years, but it wasn't until 2017 that I was able to go into it full time, thanks to one opportunity, one success that I had at that time that launched me into being full time. And yes, there was many times that I was tested to go back to being on, the red line of like needing finances, but I held my ground, and it's allowed me to have ownership of my time, where I work from, travel the world, to be able to do these Zoom calls from a bunch of weird places. In fact, if you look, I did a $26,000 withdrawal, which was last week's earnings, from a flight. And it's a beautiful thing to be able to have these luxuries, but all it takes is one opportunity to get you to the next level, to allow you to have an audience, to allow you to be recognized, to allow you to have some experience and success under your belt. This can be that for you. I'm not saying that you have to do it. I'm not saying that there isn't going to be any other avenue for you to get to your level of success, but I will say it is rare. It is rare to come across these opportunities that have so many things going for it. And so when you find these rare opportunities, the only thing that is in your control at that point is maximizing the opportunity that's in front of you, as I will continue to do. So I don't need anyone to agree with me, because there's enough people that will see it. So I don't need any one particular person. If it's not right for you, it's not right for you. But if you're on the fence about it, then I would say there is so much to gain here that
Mhm.
the reward outweighs the risk. And that is why I'm here going all out, because I see something that has the potential to do things that most companies don't have the potential to do.
That is absolutely incredible. And as you guys hear the dings, that is the sound of money over and over again. If you didn't need any other validation, the dings throughout this video should be validation enough for you that this thing is absolutely working. There you go. He's showing you right there.
And here's the other ones right there. So these are the Telegram notifications that you can set up at anytime you have signups, or anytime you have commissions in the 15 levels of Unilevel. You get these notifications right there. So
There you go.
there it is. So right there, I have actually like 3,700 of them that I haven't even opened up, but I like hearing them and I like seeing them, because it keeps us engaged with this business, and keeps us at, whatever you pay attention to, it grows. And so I
Yep.
really, really love that. That was not a feature in the beginning, but another cool aspect of it that people are really enjoying. It's becoming a fun gamification. And not to
Mhm.
mention, the core of everything is that real trading happening. But on top of all that, all these additional things make it more engaging and more enjoyable and more fun. And that's what we're doing here. We're having fun as we're making money.
That's it, man. Having fun and making money. It sounds like a plan to me. And guys, look, I want you guys to take a serious look at this information. Now, I have to let you know, I didn't say it before in the video. We're not financial advisors. We don't give financial advice. Nothing in this video should be considered any type of financial advice. You're looking at our results, and you're looking at the results that Sal has accomplished because he's willing to put in the work. You may not say that these results are typical, but they are possible. And that's what I come for. I don't come for guarantees. I come for opportunities, because anytime that somebody gives you a guarantee, usually you're getting shortchanged. Right. So I want to tell you guys that right up front. Right. So I want to let you guys that. But I want to leave you with this word, guys. And I hope everybody takes this to heart. Some of you all came into this space, and when you came into this space, you had big dreams and big goals, right? And you started to see some momentum, you started to see some success. Some of you may not have experienced that success yet, but here you had the dream, you had the goal, you had the vision if you entered this space, right? But something happened along the way. There was some things that happened along the way. I want to encourage you to not let anything steal your dream. Your dream is still valid. Your dream, your goal is still possible. You just have to lock in and get your belief back, right? And to where you not even just believing in the strength of the company, that's one thing, but in believing that your goals are definitely possible and that you should achieve them, right? And watch, and I want you guys to look at the success that you see, and I want you to celebrate the success of the others that you see around you, because one thing that I've learned is that the success that you celebrate is the success that you accelerate in your own life, right? And so I want everybody to do that. I want you to lock arms, find somebody, right, that you can admire, that you can look at, and you can say, man, I love the way that they're doing it. And then I want you to see if they can help. And Sal, I believe you already committed to helping leaders launch
Yes,
and
yes,
all
yes.
of that type of stuff.
Yeah. So the first 20 leaders that can show that they've signed up with your link and they've deposited at least $500, I'll be gifting them each $50. So a 10% bonus,
Awesome.
just as a thank you for the uh, locking arms with us, and that this is something that I know a lot of people would be grateful for, but some people just need a incentive to get going, or a reason to act now. And instead of waiting 3 more months, why not begin now and start earning with us, start learning with us, start growing with us, start blossoming. And if I can be of asset to you, whether it's in this promotion, whether it's in future endeavors of you want to do something like this for yourself, for your audience, we can also set that up. So as I like to tell my team, I'm dedicated to the dedicated, and I'm undedicated to the undedicated, meaning that I will work as hard as you want to work, and I will also not be, chasing you to work if you don't want to work. So I'm here doing my thing. We can work together if you want to work. If you don't, then that's on you. You have a life to live of your own. But I'm here to support whoever is putting in the effort, that is growing, and I'm starting to make good money. And my number one allocation of that money is back into my team, back into leaders, back into opening offices, back into promotions and ways of launching different teams and countries and stuff like that, because I want to get to six figures a week. And if that means our goals are aligned. So the more that I help you achieve yours, the more that I'll inevitably reach mine.
That's incredible, man. The more people you help achieve their goals, it makes your goal happen even faster. And that is absolutely phenomenal. So you guys heard, here's the message. If you come in with your 500, let me know, right? Use my link, enroll, come in with your 500. You're going to get $50. It's just like you're getting 10% just for coming in, right?
Yep.
So $50, 500, you get $50. So if you're excited about that, then make sure you go ahead and get enrolled. But even more than just the incentive, come in, get started, get a fresh start. Don't you feel the momentum right here? Don't you feel the energy? You can always feel when something major is about to happen, and it's not about to happen, it's happening right now. And if you want to be a part of this, then let's go ahead, let's lock arms. The first 20 people, $500, you get 50. And also, we're going to help you launch. You're going to get not only myself, but we've locked arms with Sal now. You're going to get Sal. You have a dream team right now with so many other leaders that we have available as well, that you can do something that you've never done before. You can experience success that you've never experienced before. And this is your time, right? And so let's go ahead, let's rock out, let's make something incredible happen. Join the winning team and let's go, right? Any last words, Sal, before we chime out?
Amen. And I second everything you said. I just want to say that I look forward to working with each and every one of you guys. We're here to do everything to help you blossom. It's just up to you to take the initial action and say, hey, I want to be one of those success stories. Let's run it. Let's build something together. I'll put in the work, and we're here to help accelerate that for you so that, as said, you can achieve things, successes that you've never had before. We look forward to seeing you guys at the top around the world.
Absolutely incredible. Thank you so much, Sal. Once again, I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate everything that you're doing right now. And we're going to travel the beaches and the countries of the world together soon. And I'm excited about that. So thank you once again. All right, guys, look, you guys know that I only bring the best to this channel. And you saw Sal brought his A game and he's helping us. So I want you guys to lock in with us. Let's go ahead. Let's make something absolutely incredible happen. Let's make this the strongest team in the company. And let's do something powerful to change your life as well. All right, guys, you know our motto. We're going to invest wisely. We're going to invest well. We will only invest what we're willing to lose, but we're investing for the opportunity to win. Until the next video, I hope you guys have an absolutely phenomenal day, and I am out. Peace.